When I heard there was a movie coming out this year that retells the tale of a date between Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, I wondered, really? Okay. Now this movie did come to one of the theaters in my town, but unfortunately it came at a time when a lot of movies came out, and so it just got put in the back burner and just we sort of skipped it because there was too many other movies we were seeing. But I got to see Southside with you now, and here's my review. Now this is probably going to be one of the easiest synopses, easiest descriptions of a movie that I'm ever going to give on any of these movie reviews, because it's a very simple movie. It is basically a date, a retelling of a date that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama had. Before they were married, of course. And that's pretty much it. It is a movie where it's just one day in this date with these two people. Now I have to say, I liked this film. I thought it was charming. It was one of those movies for me that is just easy to like because it's very safe, it has a lot of charm, and it has good acting in it. But I will say that many people, and I'm sure many people, will find this one of the most boring movies of the year. Especially if you don't like romance films and you don't like movies that are more of a slice of life. I think that's how it's considered. I mean, I haven't looked into that genre yet. I've heard it's becoming a genre, and there is a lot of movies that do feel like it's a slice of life, and this is one of them. Acting-wise, it was really great. Tika Sumpter, I hope that's how I pronounce her name. She was Michelle Obama, or in this case, Michelle Robinson, because she's not Obama yet. And Parker Sawyers plays Barack Obama. Now, I believe these two did very well. I can't speak on how accurate they played real-life people, but for this movie, their relationship, their chemistry, their acting was all really great. And to be honest, it would have to be, especially since this is a movie where it's just them talking, bonding, communicating, and walking from place to place, and just having a date. It all rests on the shoulders of these two actors and their chemistry, and I have to say, they did well together. There was a great chemistry, there was good acting, and I liked them both in this film. Now we do get backstory with these characters, we do get character arcs and character development. It's just all done in this one date, and it's not really told through backstory, it's not told through flashbacks. It's with these two conversing with each other, finding out about each other, and it's all done really well. It definitely stays in the moment of this date, it never detours from it. Like I said, it doesn't do flashbacks, it doesn't push forward into the future, it's just this one date, it's just this one day. And with it, it is a really short movie. I think it's under an hour and 20 minutes. I think it's just slightly under that. And so this is a short, quick, charming film. Now there definitely is conflict with it. There's internal conflict, which is one of those things that a majority of audience seem to forget about or seem to really dislike because they want to see something visual. They want to see something physical, a physical conflict, a physical dilemma. And when it's more internal and when it's almost all internal, it can get boring for quite a few people. There is definitely conflict with these two characters. Michelle doesn't want to think of this as a date because she has a reputation with the firm that she's working at, and she feels that people will look down at her if she goes with the first black man to end up in this firm. But Obama really likes her, he's attracted to her, he wants this to be a date, and there's a little conflict of interest with the two of them. But it's done in a nice, serviceable way. There's also this meeting that they have to go to try to solve this sort of conflict, this external conflict, which doesn't really amount to a lot of the overall film, but it is something extra in case you want more physical or want more external conflict. But like I said, for the most part, many people are going to find this really boring, and this might not be the film for you if you don't want to see a film where it's just walking, talking, and conversing with each other, because that's what most of the movie, if not all of the movie, is. It's just them going from place to place, talking to each other, learning a little bit of cultural history, learning about themselves, finding out they're falling in love with each other, having a little conflict of, oh, I don't want this to be a date, I want this to be a date, learning about their past, their relationships with fathers and parents. But many people are going to see this and say, oh, it's just walking and talking, some sitting and talking and talking. Most boring movie I've ever seen. And I understand that this is definitely not for everyone. I didn't find myself bored with it. I was entertained. I liked its charm. I liked the characters. I liked the acting. It was good. In fact, it reminds me a lot of another movie that came out this year, a very similar movie in the terms of a romance film where it's mainly just them talking, having a relationship, going from place to place, going to different cultural places, and that is Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong? Yes, the other movie I'm thinking about is Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong, and that came out February of this year. Both movies are very similar in that they're just date movies or dates that is just walking, talking, having a relationship, nothing big of conflict. The difference is Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong takes place on 2 dates, and there's a large passage of time between those 2 dates, and there is more of a cliched and tropes of the romance. I mean, it's not your typical chick flick, it's not your typical romance film, but it has some of the tropes and cliches of it, just done in a more mature way, such as, oh, they're falling in love with each other, but this one person's already destined to marry someone else. That sort of thing. Southside with You doesn't really have that. It's more unconventional in its storytelling. Unfortunately for Southside with You, very similar to Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong, is one of those films that I like, I find is sweet, I find is good, but because I see so many movies, it's just going to be overshadowed by so many other movies, and I'm going to forget about Southside with You because it's a short, sweet, likable movie, but with not a lot of things going for it that really makes it stand out and really makes it a really great film compared to all these other movies that are coming out and I really enjoy in an entertaining level. I do like Southside with You a little bit more than Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong, which I didn't get to review yet. But I'm going to give it a very similar score to what I probably will give Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong, and that is I'm going to give Southside with You 3 stars. And if you like if you've already seen Southside with You and you really like it, please check out Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong because you might like that just as much or maybe even a little less or maybe even a little more. So did you see Southside with You? What'd you think about it? Go ahead and comment below. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and check out my movie reviews. I've got them of 2015 and 2016 movies. As always, this is Bruce Gifford and this was Just My Opinion.